Welcome everyone. Today's video, a much needed tidy this side of the garden. Now I'm actually doing my intro at the end. As you can see, it's looking rather tidy now. So today's video, we're going to do a little bit of pruning. I want to actually create a cloud shape on my Photinia, my variegated Photinia. I'm going to show off these beautiful crocosmias. We're going to get some planting done. I also took some persicaria cuttings, which I'm going to show you, and we're also going to plant those today. And also, we're gonna have a little bit of a chat about the hosepipe ban and how I best use of watering cans. So, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So, if you guys know me and know this garden, you will know that I'm absolutely overrun with bindweed. I do try and dig as much out as possibly can, but there's certainly pockets of the garden where it's got hold and it's certainly trying to take over. So, a bit of a bite-sized vlog today. Really want to just tidy this up and make a bit of a difference, because I look at certain areas and they get me down, to be honest. But this is a way of picking myself up, just rolling my sleeves up and getting on with it. Please let me know down below, what's your bane of your life in your garden? What do you suffer with? Absolute bane of my life. Hang on a minute. Very bit of weeding. Most rubbish transition ever. Let's get on with some nice jobs. So this small iris has had these seed pods on for a little while now. I've let them dry out on the plant a little bit, but I do need to take them off. I will be saving these, putting these in a paper bag and actually sowing them in the springtime. But it's about time they come off, look a bit unruly. And then same for the banana leaves. So this is a red Ensetti, and then what I'm pruning right here is a ricinus. And I should be wearing gloves really, so if you're screaming that at the TV, you'd be absolutely right. So what I really wanted to achieve here is I really wanted like a cloud shape, so you can get like cloud olives, which I've actually got. And this is Photinia, a variegated variety. I actually do want to start having shapes in and around the beds and the borders to add some really nice contrast compared to like the banana leaves and certainly the palm trees. So I just thought it would be a good opportunity to actually just give it a little bit of a trim, and hopefully it will bounce back just that little bit. It's quite late of an evening, it's around 7 o'clock, so it's almost a perfect time to get these sort of jobs done in the garden. And just to the right of that is my Cordyline australis, and I wanted to lift the crown of it, so basically take off all the bottom leaves. Now, fast forward you a little bit because it was a little bit of a big job. As of secateurs tend to struggle through it, even though they are quite sharp. It's quite a very thick leaf. So they say in the garden that mirrors add a different sort of dimension, making it feel bigger. Now, I actually picked up a bit of a bargain. So these three were only £5, a B&M special. I figured I'd really like something over here. So I'm going to go ahead, try and sort of form it in a certain way. I hope it looks good. I don't see any more height above my Photinia this season anyway, so I'm going to try and work around that this year. Going to get this up and then I'll talk you through the bed a little bit. The star of the show is certainly the crocosmia. Certainly looks tidier. Once this is up, I think it'll add something different again, hopefully. So like everything in the garden, when I actually add something, I don't know if I like it or not. I'm not sure if I like change or what it is. I'm not always, everything I do, right? Everything I do in the garden, once I've done it, I think, nah, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. But then it grows on me over time. Anyway, that's that. Let's move on to the next job. I've actually got a ricinus to go in front of my Photinia, my variegated Photinia, and then what I'm going to go ahead and do is just talk through the bed a little bit. I'm going to show you these really lovely Crocosmias, which are kind of stealing the show at the moment, but I'm really happy with how things have been pruned, how things have been tidied up. I'm going to get this bit of planting done, and then I think the bed will look different again. Also, a few days ago, I did a few clippings of my Persicaria, dropped them in some water. If you guys can just make out just there, they've actually started to grow some roots, so I'm actually going to get some over here underneath this Photinia. Also going to get planted with a little bit of ricinus. Hopefully this will colonize in this bed really nicely as well. Fingers crossed, eh? So I'm just taking as many leaves and as shoots off this cutting as I can, as we will lose a lot of moisture now as it goes into the ground, and they don't need to be that big. Also, these beautiful ricinus plants will look absolutely fantastic. I grew these for a couple of months now. They should have been in the ground by now, but I'm a little bit late on some of my summer bedding planting, and I'm happy to get this in. Just want to talk about the plants very quickly then. So just here we have a Fatsia japonica, which is very hardy, evergreen plant, very reliable. It does need a little bit more weeding just here, and the yellow leaves need taking off. I'm actually going to take off the whole bottom lot of leaves to expose the stem, and we can that's called lifting the crown, just to promote a healthier plant as it is struggling just a little. Just here we have an iris, has a beautiful flower, early spring, very hardy, very reliable. Just here we have a ricinus plant. Now that's just an annual plant, meaning when the frosts are here that will be done. Just here we have the red ensete, which isn't frost hardy, will need a lot of winter protection, so that will be coming into a frost-free environment for me. Just here we have a small euonymus. That's an evergreen shrub, very hardy, very reliable. They'll get pruned into like a ball shape. Just behind it, just there, we have a Photinia, variegated variety. Just here we have another ricinus plant. Then we have this beautiful Crocosmia. Then of course we have the Cordyline australis, which is very hardy, very reliable. Hardy up to about -15, but that's when it's established. It's about its 3rd year here in the garden, and I have given it some winter protection. So the hose pipe ban. I'm just gonna go ahead and water the newly planted stuff in the border. We're gonna have a little sit down, we're gonna have a little bit of a chat about it. A bit far away there, aren't you? Right, so the hose pipe ban. My best advice, right, would be obviously take care of your pots. So fill your watering cans up, whether that be a water butt. I haven't got any water butts, but obviously through the tap. The idea being the taps aren't running, or the hose pipe isn't running all the time. Fill your watering cans up. I actually carry 2 at a time. What I focus on is just my pots and my newly planted plants in the garden, right in the ground. I don't water anything that's established, even though these bananas are looking fantastic at the moment. Most of the garden is starting to really take shape. but I don't water any of that. I only water my pots and anything that I have newly planted. So obviously in a heat wave, ideally you would try and limit the amount of planting you do in the garden. However, I've still got a couple of things to go in, as you've seen today, so I will water those every single day with a watering can. I'll water my pots most days, particularly my big brugmansias. They will definitely get watered every day, but nothing else will, and they'll be absolutely fine. Now, if you've done a bit of a garden project and you've got a lot of newly planted things, then of course I'd highly recommend that you keep focused on that and keep watering that as much as possible with your watering cans, obviously. But other than that, your gardens will be absolutely fine. They will bounce back. They might not look their best. My lawns are looking particularly bad, but that's just the way it is, right? That's just the way it is. Unfortunately, that's just something as gardeners we have to deal with. So it's really not groundbreaking advice, but that is the simple advice that I've always used, and the gardens will be absolutely fine. And like I've just said, they will bounce back. I hope you enjoyed this slightly more relaxed vlog. Today I'm very happy with what I've tidied up. I've got corners of the garden everywhere that are in need of a bit of a tidy, and I'm very much a bite-sized gardener. I try and chip away at those jobs, and I don't try and eat the elephant whole, if that makes sense. If you enjoyed today's video and you got something from it, then please do give it a big thumbs up, as it really does help the channel out, and drop a comment down below, as it helps share it out to others who love gardening just like we do. Till tomorrow, I'll see you in the garden. And I'm officially on holiday as of 11:30 tomorrow for 3 weeks, and I cannot wait. So we're going to go some places. See you tomorrow, guys. You take care.